Good morning, students. Welcome to class 9 mathematics. We are going to start a new chapter today. The name of the chapter is Heron's formula, and this is part 1. We will proceed with the chapter. Section 8.1, this is introduction. In the last video, we summarized the entire chapter of quadrilaterals. I hope all of you have thoroughly understood not only quadrilaterals, starting with Euclid's geometry, introduction to Euclid's geometry, lines and angles, triangles, construction, and quadrilaterals. So now we are moving to another chapter in geometry, which will also be very interesting as you have found it interesting in all the previous chapters. So we will first discuss what all we will be learning in this chapter and recollect what is meant by perimeter and area. Before we start understanding what is Heron's formula, we will do couple of 2 or 3 parts about whatever we have learnt earlier and also some basics. Then we will move on to the Heron's formula. So what next? Again, I am repeating what we saw in the last video of quadrilaterals. What next after properties? So initially we have seen the properties of lines and angles, triangles and quadrilaterals. So what is going to be next after that? Having understood the properties of lines, angles and basic shapes, triangles and quadrilaterals, we will move to the next step, that is perimeter and area of shapes. So initially we studied the properties basically to later go into the perimeter and area. During the understanding the properties, we have also solved some examples, and you would have also seen some exercise questions on perimeter. Now we will also further see what exactly is perimeter, and also we are going to see area of all the shapes. Before that, again, as I told in the last time, understand the properties of lines and angles and triangles, as these form the basis for most of the other proofs in geometry, as we saw in the case of parallelograms. So we saw in the last chapter parallelograms, everywhere we kept on using lines and angles and triangles. Here also in this chapter also we will be again going through and using all the properties of lines and angles and triangles. So you should thoroughly understand. If you have not understood, check again the videos, solve all the examples, practice examples, solve the exercises. If you have doubts, ask your friends and then come to this chapter. We will move forward now. So in this chapter, we are going to learn? We will recollect what is meant by perimeter and area. All of you may be knowing what is a perimeter and what is an area, but still in this chapter we will also see again recollect, so that if anyone have any confusion, any problem, you can understand thoroughly through this chapter. Recollect formula for area of rectangles and prove the same. Again, all of you know the formula for rectangles, but let us also recollect what is that and also prove the same. Recollect basic formula for area of triangles and prove the same. Check whether we can use basic formula for area of triangles for different types of triangles. Basic formula means nothing but half BH, that all of you may be knowing. For a triangle, the formula is half BH. We are going to check for various different type of triangles whether we can use this formula to find the area. Understand how to find area of any triangle given its sides only, which is called Heron's formula. When we come to that particular part, we will understand further. Discuss about application of Heron's formula in finding area of quadrilaterals. Now you see, so initially we also saw properties of lines and angles, triangles. Basically, the reason for that was to understand properties of quadrilaterals. What is the reason? Yes, because most of the shapes, most of the surface, whatever you see are all in the shape of quadrilateral. Whether it is a blackboard, whether it is your notebook, your cot, your table, everything is in the shape of a quadrilateral. So initially we did like that. Here again, what we are going to do, initially we are going to understand how to find the area and perimeter of triangles. From there we will extend that to quadrilaterals also. Once we understand triangles and quadrilaterals, area and perimeter, then all other shapes will be similar to this formula only. We will be able to use the same formula and find area and perimeter of any shape. Mainly area, perimeter is simple, that we will see in the next page. Mainly we will be discussing on the area only in this chapter. So first let us see perimeter and area. Let us recollect what is a perimeter and an area of any shape or surface. Perimeter is the total length of the sides of a shape or surface. All of you know, I am going a little fast on this. Example, perimeter of a rectangle with sides L and B is equal to L plus B plus L plus B. That is, we are just going around 2 times L, 2 times B, so 2 into L plus B. And in the case of perimeter of a triangle with lengths of sides as A, B and C is equal to A plus B plus C, just going all around. In other words, perimeter of a surface is a distance covered if you walk around the surface along its boundaries. Correct? If there is a triangular field, we just start from one point, keep walking along the side and come back to the same point. The distance covered by us is the perimeter. And unit of measurement of perimeter is meter or millimeter or centimeter, feet. So it is single unit. When we go to area, you will see the difference between perimeter and area. Here it is only meter. So what is the length of we can say what is the perimeter of our school ground? So we start from say gate one side, walk towards the wall near the lake and then take left turn towards the toilet, take left turn, come to staff room, again go to the end and come back to the gate. So whatever length we covered, these are all in meter or centimeter or millimeter or in feet. So this is the measurement, this is a perimeter. We'll move to the next page. These are all very simple concepts, all of you know. Just to understand and recollect, I have mentioned here. Area is the space covered or occupied by the shape or surface. This is how much the amount of place a space has occupied or a shape has occupied is called an area. Example, area of a rectangle with sides L and B is equal to L into B. Area of a triangle with height h and base B is equal to half into B into h. Height is the length of the perpendicular line drawn from the base to the opposite vertex. So when we go forward, we will understand with the practical examples application of this formula. In other words, area of a surface is a space covered if you walk on each and every point of the surface. Let us see the proof for the above in the next part. So that means area is, now we saw the perimeter for our school ground. Area means what you can do, you can start from say the staircase, keep walking along the compound wall and then come back next to that. Again keep going like this. You cover each and every point. How much points, how much area you have covered, how much space you have covered, that is called the area. And let us see the next line. Continuing, if we take our classrooms, right, we will not take classrooms. Perimeter is the distance covered if you walk along the 4 walls. Area is the space covered if you walk on each and every point on the floor. Correct? So this is what is the difference between perimeter and area. In an agricultural field, if you want to know how much fencing is required, we have to calculate the perimeter. That is, all around we are going to put the fencing. And suppose if you want to cover the agricultural field with a tarpaulin, then we have to calculate the area. So that covers the total field in totality. So what did we learn in this video? In this video, we discussed what all we'll be learning in this chapter and recollected what is meant by perimeter, total length of sides and area, space covered or occupied. In the next video, we will recollect formula for area of rectangles and basic formula for area of triangles and prove the same. So in this unit of measurement I have not mentioned, we will see in the next part for area. So now some questions for you. There are 5 questions as usual. As I normally say in the first part of any chapter, thoroughly understand the video, thoroughly understand, make all the notes, then close everything, then write the questions. Write the questions, pause the video, write the questions, sit in a calm place, sit in a place without any disturbance. Attempt all the 5 questions in one go. There are only 5 questions. See the questions. Calculate the perimeter of a calendar with height as 3 feet and width as 2 feet. There are 3 questions, one true or false and one fill in the blanks. Very, very simple. It should not take more than 10 or 15 minutes for you. And attempt all the questions and then close After that, again check the notes whether you are correct or not. But in between, you should not see the notes. In between, you should not see the textbook. You should not see the videos. So if you have doubt, now you can pause the video, note down all the questions. If you feel you have doubt, don't attempt even a single question. Go back to the video, thoroughly understand, and then come and write the questions, write the answers. That's all for this video. Thank you.